what is the role of next gen technologies like AI, ML, and how are they shaping up the whole healthcare space, right? Which which is kind of pretty interesting. There's a lot of buzz about all these AI, ML, and all these new tech, which are cutting edge tech, which are coming into the healthcare space. So maybe what we could do is, we can start with you, Vince, and if you could share some insights around that. And in fact, if you guys today are using any of these latest tech like AI, ML in your own solutions, that would be an interesting takeaway for some of our audiences.
Yeah, so quick background is that I have a master's in machine learning and natural language processing. So my understanding is very technical and like a computer programming sense. I'll try to explain it not as such. And just in general, machine learning is already very prolific in healthcare, and it's been so for like 20, 30 years. So like medical billing, automation, and prediction of codes has been since I started in healthcare. And where I see and where things have been really started exciting in the last few years is, I mean, there's a lot. I'm just going to touch on computer vision has really started to take off quite a bit. And then generative AI, which I don't think it would be a talk about machine learning unless we drop our favorite new tool called ChatGPT. I see that will make quite a bit of inroads into the healthcare space shortly. But yeah, so just from like what I like in the computer vision space is there's like from a prediction standpoint, it's really reduced the amount of effort like from a radiologist's time. So like they would previously have to spend quite a bit of effort to look at the X-ray, make their assessment. Now they get a tool that advises them, and it's been proven that it's at the level at like an actual radiologist, which is quite incredible. And these tools are going through the FDA process and getting just as much validation in that standpoint, which ours is not going through the FDA, but there's you guys can chat more about that whole process. And then the second, from a natural language processing standpoint, just the ability to read through all of the unstructured data and the clinical notes and to assist on the creation of these notes. So in the last few years, the computer systems have really burdened physicians, and they face a lot of burnout from the healthcare applications. And I don't realize that like physicians have a higher suicide rate than the rest of the population. Like they are very overworked. And what the AI and the ML, it's not to like replace them, it's to really assist them so they can go back to focusing on patient care and putting their effort to doing what they like doing best, which is the assessment portion and giving their advice and like consulting, and not being the data entry people that just looks at the computer system, not facing the patient, and can have that like one-on-one conversations.
Really interesting to hear it from a more technical point of view, Vince, because I think we say very similar things from the exact different perspectives. And everything that you just cited, it's about automation, right? And taking the repetitive tasks and the vast, unmanageable by a human being, reams of data that we all see, and turning them to something that's actually actionable. In our one very specific example I'll use in what we do is personalization. If you can customize a rehabilitation program, and obviously in the client patient base that we see everything from younger athletes who had a high risk factor to older people who of failing health. So huge range. So the ability to take their specifics, their patient data, and securely, of course, analyze it. We do have an AI engine that sits on top of our data collection. And spit out recommendations. These, of course, get reviewed, as you pointed out in your example, by the healthcare professional, and it's the oversight. But all of that, the pre-work, if you will, all of the heavy lifting of data analysis, quite frankly, that's what computers are really good at. That's what AI is really good at, just sifting through and coming with observations. And then you turn it back over to the humans, and they do what they're really good at. And computers not so much, which is manage the patients and deliver the care.
Yeah, Peter, and Vince, I appreciate you saying both of those things because I come from the patient and family perspective, and they hear that some sort of robot is assisting in a surgery, and they want to know why is that happening. Where really it's the surgeon performing, but they hear the word robot and get scared. And it makes a lot of sense that as we think about AI and ML and how that can help with patient technology and access to care and providing more cost effective care, when you talk to patients and families, they're not talking about how effectively their physician charted. They talked about how that personal interaction made them feel. So when articulating it to your customers and to your end users, whoever that might be, just really talking about that face-to-face time, that interaction from person to person, and how AI and ML can assist in really facilitating that and enhancing that.
And I agree with everyone at Renalis. We're doing a couple of things with AI and machine learning with artificial intelligence. CC, our software therapist, basically takes input from patients and then decides on which kind of treatment path to send the patient via training or different treatment plans for them. Also, from a machine learning perspective, based on all of the data that we're collecting from the patients, we're running machine learning algorithms that basically will be able to detect, hopefully in the future, early detection of certain diseases like diabetes, maybe heart conditions, all based on their kind of heart rates, how much fluid they're intaking, how much fluid they're voiding, and things like that, and what type of fluids they're drinking, and are they waking up at night to use the restroom and different things. And based on that, we're able to detect and hopefully be able to detect early conditions as well.